Somebody's gonna have a keep it down.
What up, players? It's the morning after with Nic and Big J. Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to the 29th day of January 2025. My name is Nic. I present to you Big J.
Yeah.
We are here. We are ready to go. Big J watched a movie for you last night called The Calendar Killer.
The Calendar Killer.
Nailed it. And it was on Amazon Prime. He will reveal to you his innermost thoughts about this movie and let you know if it is worth your time or not. If you are looking for a movie to watch and check out, maybe, just maybe, it could be this one. We also will have a chance for you to get qualified a couple of times over for Free Gas Friday, as we are now just a couple of days away once again from giving away $200 in free gas, courtesy of Walmart Fuel and the X. So if you like free money and free gas, hey, have you picked the right place, huh?
Yeah.
We also have some funeral portrait tickets to give away. That show is Saturday at Treeford Music Hall. They are also coming in at noon on Saturday for one of our patented X sessions, Big J. That's where, now I know, 2 members of the funeral portrait will be in here jamming things out acoustically. You get to meet the band before the show, hang out, have a good time. Wouldn't it be nice to be part of that?
Yeah, man, I will.
The first X session. Yeah, it's true. You have no choice. It's the first X session of our 30th anniversary year, Big J, so we're not pulling any punches. You know what that means, right?
Yeah, we need to get them to sign a special paper marking the very first.
Yes, it is a release.
It's going to have a seal on it and wax.
We'll have the mayor here to make sure that it is
the
properly...
mayor of Rock? Oh, you meant the real mayor?
Yeah, both, actually. They're one and the same. Did you know that?
No, they are not
both elected positions.
I don't think so.
But, yeah, so we will have a chance to give you an access to that. Plus, the Russian Circles are coming to town on St. Patrick's Day. We got your hookup for those tickets as well. We're going to go to hell. We've got some headlines we got to get to. Important stuff. It should be a very busy Wednesday by my calculations, Big J. Do you have any amendments to those calculations?
No, I have no amendments.
Wonderful.
We can vote on it.
Anything to add?
No.
Then we did it. What are we sitting here for when we could be playing music?
Yeah.
Let's kick things off with some live lightning crashes here on the morning after with Nic and Big J on the X Rocks.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The morning after with Nic and Big J.
You excited, Big J? Because today's the day.
Is it? What day? What's going on?
It's the one you've been looking forward to out of all 3 of them. But the Nampa In-N-Out Burger opening up this morning, dude.
Yeah.
It will be grand opening today, which means people are probably already in line. And it will be open Sunday through Thursday from 10:30 to 1 a.m. and then Fridays and Saturdays from 10:30 to 1:30 a.m. If you don't know where it is, because you're not down in the 2C a bunch, it's located near the Treasure Valley Marketplace in the former lot of TGI Fridays. 16225 North Marketplace Boulevard is where you can find it. The lot connects to the Karcher Bypass and the Marketplace. That's a pretty busy intersection if you don't know the area. But
God, it's so busy.
The restaurant's west side is an entrance on the less busy Merchant Way. They released a map much like they did when they opened up at the Village, because that's also a very busy location.
Yeah.
And they let everybody know, here's how the traffic flow is going to go. Here's what it's going to look like. So you had said and have been on the record that the Nampa In-N-Out location, probably the one you and the family will go to the most. Agree or disagree?
Well, that's what I thought. I mean, I'm pretty sure. The wife was talking about this map, and she didn't like the look of the way to get in there, because there's only one way.
Yes.
Really.
Much like the Village, to be honest. I mean, you can get into that one particular area, and that's really the only way you can get in if you want to get into the Village In-N-Out.
I'll say this, though. I mean, it's an easier process if you aren't doing the drive-thru. I mean, you just park. There's plenty of parking spots. I mean, usually you can get right in there. So, you know, if you're not trying to drive around eating your, 2x4 or whatever.
Is that your In-N-Out hack? Just park your damn car and go inside and get out of your car?
Yeah, fatty. Get out of the car. Go eat your delicious, fresh beef patty.
I know this is embarrassing to say. I still haven't been since any of them opened up.
It's not
here.
embarrassing. Why?
Well, because I enjoy them, but like
but you're not like some sort of zealot.
That's true.
You you're not one of those guys. So
it wasn't like Culver's. When Culver's opened up here, I was there the second day it was
because
here.
if that was true, you'd have been like, I'm going all the way to one in Twin Falls, because that was the first one in
listen,
Idaho.
There's nothing I'm driving 3 hours to eat. I'll tell you that right now in front of God and everybody. But I will
An
go.
hour and 40 minutes.
That's 3 hours there and back, buddy. And so, it is something that I would much rather come to me. And so that is something that I would do. But yeah, it's just, it's fine. It's usually, it's when I'm hungry. It's like, do I want to wait 35 minutes to get something? No.
And I would say that the splash of it all has just kind of faded away a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how this is today.
You know what? It's funny you say that, because every time I drive by the one at the mall, I'm always surprised at how small the line is.
Yeah, but the Village one is still pretty
still
rocking.
Nuts. Still nuts from time to time. Absolutely. So I know 2C's looking forward to it. You have your own In-N-Out. It is opening up today. Enjoy. Big J, I don't know if you still play MLB The Show, the video game.
Yeah, of course, man. You want to join the league?
Go to hell. But for the first time ever, it features 3 players on the cover. Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher Paul Skeens, Baltimore Orioles shortstop Gunnar Henderson, and the Reds shortstop Ellie De La Cruz. All 3 players under 23 years old already made big impacts on the field. And so this year's MLB The Show is also special. It's the 20th anniversary of the game, Big J.
Damn.
So we have 3 players on the cover. They're sharing the love a little bit, going for that young blood and trying to get people involved in it. But MLB The Show is still a fun game to play from time to time. And I don't know if I'd ever pay $70 for it again ever since Big J burned me. But it is a fun game to play.
I want the record to show I wasn't the only one.
That's true.
There was several of us.
There's several of you that burned.
It wasn't just me.
Tyler, Adam, you, all on my ass
The
list.
difference is we didn't pay for the game.
That's right. That is correct.
So, I mean, the stakes are a little different when it's free. So
for those of you that do not know what we're talking about, a couple years ago, MLB The Show came out. And everybody was like, let's get a league together. Let's have some fun. Let's all play together. Let's do it the second it comes out. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I go to the store, $70 for a game that I probably would have waited for it to come out and pay $25 for. But I buy it and I start playing it, and literally, and he just mentioned it's free. None of them downloaded it.
No,
None
that's
of them
not
ever
true.
played. You never.
No, that is not true at all. We played it. We just never played it together.
Okay, yeah. Well, as far as I knew, there was no league that was created or any kind of thing. So I played it for a week and then I never touched it again because I was angry.
In that realm, I was waiting for other people. I was waiting for Adam to organize things, and it didn't happen. And so I apologize. It was my fault because ultimately it was my idea.
And now I hate a video game because of it. Big J, I don't know if you ever watched Smallville, but the star of that show was Tom Welling. He played Superboy, if you will. But I tell you what, he doesn't have the powers to control his alcohol because he was arrested just after midnight for drunk driving.
This is kryptonite.
The actor was taken into custody in an Arby's parking lot. Oh, man. Dude.
Beef and cheddar in hand.
Dude. He was in Eureka, California. The blood alcohol content was apparently a little bit above the legal limit of 0.08%. Probably just wanted, a couple of beef and cheddars or maybe a $5 deal and some of those curly fries to sober himself up, but just didn't quite get it done. So Tom Welling is in trouble. No comment from James Gunn. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There is your first round of important stuff. It is the X Rocks. Hey, I got to be honest with you. I feel like we failed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What did we do this time?
I mean, we didn't do anything truly terrible, but it's one of the things that I would say we've been on the air for almost 18 years, and I would say for almost all of that, we've been banging a drum pretty hard. And I would have thought at this point it would have built up a little bit more momentum. As we look forward to the Super Bowl coming up here a week from Sunday, and everybody's excited for the big game, they did a survey, and they asked football fans. These are people that enjoy watching football.
Survey says...
Yeah. Hey, what do you think about the day after the Super Bowl being a national holiday? And this is something that we've talked about forever. We've even talked about our patented hashtag holiday swap. Like we said, hey, listen, you can go ahead and take whatever these tertiary holidays off the calendar. Give us Super Bowl Monday, Yeah. Let us enjoy the day off after having essentially a nationwide party. I was disappointed at the number of football fans that say the day after Super Bowl should be a holiday. 55%. That number to me is low of football fans. People that enjoy football, I would think it'd be in the 80 to 85 range.
Yeah, but I think the rest of the people that you're looking for don't know how to answer a survey.
What do you mean?
Other football fans are kind of dumb, some of them. Yeah, clearly.
All right. Well,
they don't want a day off?
Yes, that is correct. They said that basically, even though they feel drained and find it hard to do the work and move in slow motion the day after the Super Bowl, they feel like it's one of the slowest days of the year, but still, they almost feel like it's a free day of work. Like everybody's bitching and complaining, so they take it like really slow, and they realize that nobody's really putting in their all, and so that's crazy. But yeah. I'll argue again that we believe that this should be a holiday the day after the big game.
The league is going to take care of this for us.
How's
okay,
that?
They're going to add that 18th game. They're going to take away a preseason game. Goodell has even said that would open up the fact that the Super Bowl would then be a week later. The next day is President's Day.
Always?
So, yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Okay.
So that it will be a natural thing once they add that other game.
All right, and you know it's an inevitability because they don't care about player safety as long as they can cash those checks, baby.
The players will also benefit from another full game.
Yeah, but if you ask them if they want to play 18 games, I bet you want to know what the
I don't know.
answer is.
I've heard some of them say, yeah, let's do it.
These guys don't get paid more.
Yeah, well, it means that the league, that it gives more cap room, meaning the contracts are getting bigger, so they're getting more money that way. And a lot of the players have already said, we don't want to play preseason games anyways, so losing that is no big deal.
No, they don't, and they're not currently, and that's why the first 3 weeks of the season are almost unwatchable, and then the last couple of weeks are also unwatchable of the football season, but that just strings it out, I guess. I don't know. Maybe there's now 15 games that mean something as opposed to 14 at this point. I'm not sure, but either way, it's not. If it's not moving at the base, it's not going to move very much farther, I guess. So maybe we give up until they extend that, and we're just fighting a losing battle. But that doesn't mean it changes our mind.
Well, we still have the majority, 55%.
Sure, 55%, but that doesn't really get the needle moving. Because I wonder what happens if you ask non-football fans. And then you have to add that all together, and that's when you get an actual number as to what people are thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, non-football fans,
they aren't going to care, right?
Yeah, we don't care about them.
We got a real problem here, is what I'm saying. We got to do better as football fans to rally around each other and think of the same thing when it comes to getting time off. But we got work to do, Big J, so it looks like we're going to have to start employing some lobbyists. You went to school for that. Teach me how to do that kind of stuff.
I did.
Yeah, did you?
No, I didn't.
Right. Well, you worked with some lobbyists, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. That's all I needed to know. Morning After with Nic and Big J. Big J's got a movie review for you. That's next on the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside the
Nirvana in Bloom here on the Morning After with Nic and Big J. Yesterday, gosh, right around this time, you guys overwhelmingly selected a movie for Big J to watch. It was called The Calendar Killer. Big J, remind us what it's about and if it's any good.
Yeah, it's a German film, Nick. It's in dubbed, so it's not subtitled, so you don't have to worry about that. Based on a book, I think of the same name, and it's a foreign book as well. So basically, this is a thriller movie, and really what it's about is it's definitely one of those movies that's got a huge twist in it, and it's, to me, one that was pretty subtle, and I didn't see coming. Of course, I'm not always the greatest detective when it comes to watching thriller movies, but basically, and this is something that is kind of interesting to me because I don't think we have this here in America, but the movie starts out in setting, and it's a man who it's this late in the evening, early morning, and he's taking phone calls, and he's part of like a helpline where if somebody is walking home late by themselves and they feel uncomfortable or feel like they're being followed or whatever, they can call up on the phone and have somebody on the phone with them.
So like 911, but like a lesser version of that.
Not quite 911, more like a support system, just like for people who might be scared, or more for, I think, females in the end, basically. And that's kind of where the movie starts out. And at the same time, you have a serial killer that's out there called the Calendar Killer. And basically, what happens is usually a female will wake up and they will see a calendar note or a message written in front of them, and that's the date that they're going to die. And then the calendar killer will end up, it's pretty much a mental torture for the person until that day, and then they usually die. And so that's happening concurrently to this story. So This woman, she wakes up in this form, and basically this is like his third or fourth call in the evening, and he is trying to help this woman, and basically it intertwines with her personal relationship with her husband, who is an abuser, and it's some weird stuff going on with what he has going on, and she might be mentally unstable, etc. All of that stuff is in play here, and then the gentleman who's on the phone trying to help, he also has some demons that he's struggling with as well, which is why he's doing the service. And you have all of that happening. And so there's a lot of opportunities to say, okay, maybe this is the person who is the killer. This is the person, and you don't know until the end. And I felt like they handled it really well. And it was a great twist. And in the end, I was like, oh, whoa, okay. So approved, man.
Look at you.
I enjoyed it.
All right. Nice little thriller. Keep you on the edge of your seat and also keep you guessing until the very end. At least it did for Big J.
I feel like sometimes foreign films are, like the sound design in this movie is really good. Like they really get into the sound of things happening, and the stings and the music is, I think, really, it's above, the kind of norm that you would get, I feel, in a lot of movies. I think they do a good job at that. At least they did in this movie.
So Big J says, watch The Calendar Killer. It is available for you on Amazon Prime if you're looking for a nice thriller. That's cool with him. And if you're keeping track at home, that's 2 movies Big J likes, 1 movie Big J didn't so far in the year 2025 as we continue to keep track.
2025.
So 2 and 1 so far. So that's a winner. Go check it out if you're so inclined and enjoy the movie. And Big J, I'm glad that you enjoyed it as well.
Thanks, man.
Morning After with Nic and Big J. Important stuff on the way next on the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside the TDS.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nic and Big J.
I know a lot of you aren't looking forward to it, but the truth is what it is, and that is it's around that time of year, Big J. Odds are you got some W-2s in your mail over the last couple of days or weeks, and we are officially in, if you haven't noticed the commercials on TV, tax season, my friend. And don't know whether or not you're getting a refund. I certainly hope that you are. Do not know how drastic that refund will be. But let me ask you something, Big J. The Big J household traditionally gets a refund. What is that?
Yeah.
What does that money get spent on?
Last couple of years.
What do you get to do with that kind of money? Do you set it aside for one of your luxurious vacations? Do you buy necessities? What do you do?
It would be more to pay for the last vacation. We're not in a prepay mode, okay?
Got it.
So
you're not setting anything aside. You are paying off debt.
Some of it, yes. It's a 50-50 usually.
Welcome to the rest of America. Unfortunately, 77% of Americans say if they get a tax refund this year, it's going to necessities like debt, rent, groceries, something like that. Of those paying down credit card debts with their refund, over half are targeting holiday season expenses or previous year's vacations. Big J, that's you.
Yeah, right here.
Only 8% plan to spend their refunds on luxuries like entertainment or clothes or a new phone or something fun. Collectively, people are learning to strategize better when their refunds are going. I guess that's something, but by planning ahead, you can reduce the stress associated with taxes. I have a very small refund coming this year, and it's not going anywhere fun. It goes to my HOA expenses when I get it. Isn't that going to be a kick in the jeans?
That's the worst. Wouldn't you rather pay a credit card bill than pay your HOA
well,
fee?
both of them have to get paid.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
But one does you some good at some point.
Yeah, well, if I don't pay the other one, then I open myself up to a whole bunch of other BS. And so it's a pain one way or a pain the other, and they have to get paid. And by the way, those fees continue to go up. And so, I have to literally earmark my refund every year to essentially go and take care of my HOA fees. America. So that is what I will be doing. I don't think I would count that as something that is a luxury nor fun, right? That's a necessity.
Nope. Yep.
Unfortunately. But yeah. So that is what I will be doing. Whatever you're doing with the refund, hope it's a lot more fun than what Big J and I are doing. Credit cards and HOA fees.
Well, hey, I enjoyed my time.
All right. Well, yeah. No, listen.
I don't have a problem paying that bill.
Understood. It's just not fun to look at.
No. Oh, God, no.
The Kansas City Chiefs will be wearing their white jerseys for Super Bowl 59 against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Not the red ones?
Nope. Might be possibly good news for Chiefs fans because teams wearing white have an edge in the Super Bowl, Big J. They have won 64% of the time through the years. It is the same uniform setup they used 2 years ago, Big J. when Philadelphia was wearing the home greens and Kansas City was wearing the away whites, and they were victorious. How does that feel?
Who decides that?
It's a great question. I do not know.
I would think that the Eagles, they would like to wear the Kelly green ones.
They are. Oh, the Kelly green? No, those are not the throwback ones.
Yeah,
no.
it's too bad. I think it would be cool if they would throw on the throwbacks for the Super Bowl.
I don't know how the home and away team is decided. I used to think it was the team with the better record, but that's not the case. Maybe it's the team with the better record gets to choose. That could very well be what ends up happening going forward, but I don't know the actual kind of like what is done in order to select who wears what uniforms in the Super Bowl. I do know you're not allowed to wear any alternates in the Super Bowl. They're very, very feet down about that. That's never been done before, and they won't let it happen this time around. So there's that. Big J, the Captain America Brave New World press tour is not going well. If this movie has been kind of, I would guess buried in hell, right? I mean, like it was supposed to come out summer of last year, and then reshoots and all sorts of stuff had to happen because screenings apparently weren't going well. And now Anthony Mackie is doing a bunch of press tour interviews, and it didn't go well in Italy, Big J. As he stated in an interview that, quote, America was not a term that represented Captain America. He later clarified his stance on social media, emphasizing his pride in the country and respect for those who serve. He said he wanted to be clear about this. He's a proud American. Taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is the honor of a lifetime. I'm sure it was put together by a lawyer from Marvel. He further explained that Captain America embodies universal values like honor, dignity, integrity, and those values resonate globally, not just in the country of America.
They're not just American?
And that's what he was trying to say.
God, man, people can't say anything.
Captain America Brave New World hits theaters on February 14th. And so the question is, Big J, how do you think this thing is going to do? Do you have a gut feeling? Like, is the Marvel fatigue still a thing? Are people even jacked up about this movie? Do you think it's going to do well at the box office?
I mean, I don't know. The trailer I've seen looks interesting. It looks like it's going to be okay. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell. I think the first couple days will determine that. And if people come out and go, this is garbage, like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium style, or whatnot. So...
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's been a while since there's been a good Marvel movie. Agree or disagree, Big J?
Yeah.
And so they are coming off of some stuff. Now, we are leading into the new Avengers and Doomsday and all that kind of stuff, which is where I'm guessing things will pick up again. But I wonder how Anthony Mackie as Captain America and not Chris Evans will play. It's different on TV than it is on the big screen, I guess, is my point.
Yep.
So we will see how it all goes down on Valentine's Day.
On the other hand, I'm really looking forward to the Thunderbolts.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that looks like it's going to be fun.
Well, we'll see how that goes as well. Another kind of like spin-off of TV shows in some particular case. And in other cases, some of the secondary or tertiary characters in some of the other movies now kind of coming together for their own. But we will see how it all comes together. That's May, right? We talked about that in May?
Yeah.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. We're going to go to hell next on the X.
Incredibly f***ed up. Oh, man, we're going to hell.
Rotten hell, you worthless maggot!
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X rocks.
Guess where we're going to? We're going to hell, Big J.
Florida?
Nailed it.
Yeah, baby.
And it may seem like the wild, wild west out there where anything goes, and a lot of times that is the case, but there are actual laws that have to be followed down in Florida, even in Key West, Florida.
Oh, no.
Which, for the record, Big J, having lived in Florida, Key West, beautiful. Like, I mean, it is, the two places I had the most fun when I lived in Florida were Key West and spring break down in Miami for 3 days when I was there. The rest of the time in Florida that I lived there, I absolutely hated it. But I really did enjoy when I would go down to Key West and just have some a nice little weekend out there, like on a nice little island, and enjoy kind of that thing. But there are rules there as well, Big J. And I'm going to take you to Tuesday morning around 4:20 a.m., Big J, 4:20.
All right.
And there's a main road through town in Key West called Route 1. Anybody that's been there is familiar with Route 1. It is like, it's not a very big place, Key West. And so Route 1 is like the main thoroughfare through this particular place. And at 4:20 in the morning, some police officers were driving down that 2-lane stretch when they spotted a woman standing in front of a man who was, quote, thrusting his hips back and forth. Now, what's your first thought when you hear that?
He's dancing, man, or hula hooping.
I was thinking Heimlich maneuver, but sure. I mean, I get where you're going.
Okay.
And so the couple was in front of a pet grooming business, and when the police officers saw that, they turned on the emergency lights on their vehicle, and that is when the two people stopped having intercourse right there on the sidewalk. And that's when they discovered William Janot, who had his pants undone, Big J, and Diane Clausen, who's 38 years old, put down her dress. Clausen apparently had her potty suit undone as well, so she was in various straits of, potty suits. People wear body suits underneath.
Oh, body suits.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said potty.
Yeah, her potty suit. So she could go to the bathroom whenever she wanted, like NASA astronaut. Mm-hmm. And so they both were subsequently arrested for committing lascivious acts with another person in a public place. That is against the law, Big J. They were booked into the Monroe County Jail on misdemeanor charges and later released on their own recognizance. And so now they're trying to figure out a court record. Here's what we know. We know that William is from actually Whitehall, Michigan, but he recently took a job with a Key West yacht company, which must be nice, Big J.
It's not a boat, it's a yacht.
And we know that Diane works at a server in Key West, but she also has her own website, Big J, where she's a licensed esthetician, or as she likes to put it on her website, Big J, a facial specialist. Mm. And so they now have to wait until January 31st, where they will have to go to court. And this is a reminder that you cannot have sexual relations in public, Big J. It is against the law. Sure,
it's cool, man.
It's a fantasy. I'm sure it gets the blood flowing, and everybody gets excited about it. And maybe you even think at 4:20 in the morning, hey, listen, this is the perfect opportunity. Yeah. It's the middle of the night. We can do what we want to do. It's the Addams Family. But that's not exactly how it works. And you have to remember that it's illegal to do that kind of stuff. So, maybe if it is like a fantasy or it's something that you want to check off your list, maybe not in the middle of the sidewalk. Like, there's places in public that you can go that are a little bit away from the main thoroughfare. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unless that was the requirement. I don't know. But a reminder that does mean jail time and probably a pretty embarrassing story to tell people. Or Big J, do you wear it as a badge of honor?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. It's a bad idea.
All right. Not Big J approved. Sex in public.
Yeah, because I think that puts you on that list of like predator, like sexual predator, right? You get on that list, you're doing that stuff?
I don't know if, maybe. It certainly is a sexual crime in public. I don't know if that puts you on I don't think it makes you a predator, but I don't know. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't have any experience with the actual topic, so I'll leave you to be the expert in that.
Hey!
Morning After with
Nick down over there.
and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X Rocks. We are now less than a month away from that band coming into town on February 25th, along with 3 Days Grace and Seven Dust. Grab your tickets at xrock.com so you don't miss the kickoff of that world tour at the Idaho Center. It's going to be an amazing, amazing time. We got lots of stuff that we're going to have planned around that particular thing. You just want to keep listening for your chance to win some free tickets and some additional information for sure. It's the Morning After with Nick and Big J, and I'm kind of bummed out, dude.
Oh, no, man. What's up?
Well, I feel like, at a certain point, maybe even 2-3 years ago, we were at a peak of something that I really enjoy doing. And now you can kind of read the writing on the wall, and the numbers are starting to reflect that the thing that the Treasure Valley was fairly well known for is starting to kind of go a little bit further down. Talking about craft breweries, Big J.
Oh, yeah. It was on fire for a while.
In the year 2022, craft breweries were popping up all over the place, not just here in the Treasure Valley, but also in the United States. And some of you may have noticed, I know a couple of mine have fallen victim over the past couple of months and year, and that is these craft breweries are starting to shut down. For example, they have the numbers for Colorado. In alone, 41 breweries closed shop in 2024. That's a lot. 140 have gone out of business since 2020 in the state of Colorado. The trend is expected to continue nationwide. The sale of craft beer continues to decline. It's going down about 2% every year. So there's less interest in the product. That becomes a problem. But there's a bunch of other issues that go into it as well. that makes it difficult for craft breweries to sustain themselves. Competition is a big part of that, Big J.
Well, some of the bigger companies bought up a lot of the other ones and really hammered that market.
Yeah, and then you get places like Payette Brewing, which, gets the building sold from them because the location is a bigger deal than the product itself. Hopefully, they'll still be kicking around here somewhere, but they're looking for a place now to brew after the building was sold from them. So that's another issue altogether. Real estate becoming a problem here in the Treasure Valley. But if you went to places that you enjoyed on Chinden, those places are now gone. If you went to a place in downtown Boise, some of those are gone. And it's a bummer because I enjoy craft beer and enjoyed going and checking out some of the wares that a lot of the independent breweries were kind of slinging around. And it's just going to be one of those situations where the strong will survive and it's going to be tough to compete, but you're going to have to kind of have some sort of plan if you want to make it through the next couple of years, I think, because the popularity of what made these things a big deal is starting to dip as well. Do you think there's a reason why people are less interested in craft beer?
Well, I think that, the younger generations aren't as into drinking. That's been something that's come out statistically, so that's going to hit to a certain degree. You only have so many people that you can have showing up, and
Is it because there can only be so many IPAs before we start?
there is, and I think that's the thing is it's tapped all the creativity that there can be. All the names, all the things, all the marketing tools have been great, but there was a lot of them in a short amount of time. Expansion happens, and then you have that reduction that comes along with that when those things don't take off and become a huge deal or get sold. So it's part of a cycle of entrepreneurship that happens in a lot of different industries.
Yeah, and sometimes when the marketplace is crowded, like it is in places like Colorado, here in Oregon, of course, the Pacific Northwest, a very popular place for craft beer, it makes it difficult to stand out and difficult to be successful and difficult to be profitable in a market like this. And it's a bummer because, again, I enjoyed it, but I also understand that these things come and go, Big J, sometimes.
It would be interesting to see a correlation as well between a lot of those places where, craft brewing was becoming very popular, and then you bring in the legalized marijuana and to see how that industry has affected it and see if there was a correlation between that as well. Not here, obviously. We don't.
What would you think the correlation would be? More dispensaries equals less craft beer, or vice versa?
Or they're competing with, for the same thing, for clientele, essentially, and so they're canceling one another out, maybe.
Somebody's like, why would I bother getting that double IPA when I can get myself 3 pre-rolls instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. Morning After with Nic and Big J. Big J, will you fund that study?
No.
Son of a...
No.
Well, then we'll never know.
It won't do any good here.
We'll never know. Morning After with Nic and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, some important stuff as well as your pop culture smackdown. It's the X Rocks.
On the Morning After with Nic and Big J.
Big J, the Bureau of Labor Statistics released some numbers yesterday that are very interesting, and I'd like to know how your household finances compare to that to the rest of us Americans.
Oh, okay.
Now, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average household spends about $77,000 in cash annually. How does that rack up in your household?
God, I have no idea.
Over $25,000 of that goes towards paying their rental fees or their mortgage or some other fees associated with their housing. Agree or disagree with that?
Yeah.
$13,000 is spent on transportation per year, be that car payments, insurance, or otherwise. Seems like that would be a bit low to me. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, well, especially depending on the size of the family, how many
Right.
vehicles you got, insurance, all that.
$9,500 is spent on health insurance and other types of insurance in your house. $6,000 is spent on health care and healthcare products. And about $1,600 of the average household spending goes towards any kind of thing fun, Big J. Agree or disagree? This is for the year now.
Yeah, I guess that sounds right.
Sounds pretty sad, doesn't it, Big J?
Yeah.
When you break it down like that?
Should be the other way around.
Where's all the fun? Unless you have a great time paying your mortgage. I mean, I don't want to take that away
I
from
love
you.
my house. Maybe you love your house.
Oh,
Maybe you
man.
have a good time at the house.
Could very well be.
Maybe you got a great backyard, fire pit, all that stuff.
Sure. I'm not sure what that has to do with paying your mortgage, which is probably where the majority of that goes, but you're absolutely right. You should take pride in your house. Agree or disagree, Big J?
Yeah, well, if you're paying your mortgage, you got a place to live, you got a place to party.
A roof over your head, if you will. Mm-hmm. Food on the table, huh?
Try to.
All right. Just making sure. So however it is you're spending your money, hopefully you're doing it responsibly and hope there's a little bit of fun at the end of the day. Doesn't seem like there is, but maybe there might be. Big J, nobody wants to hire Mike McCarthy as their head coach. What the hell's going on? He has removed his name from consideration for the New Orleans Saints job. Not that he was ever interviewed, but Kellen Moore was yesterday in person because they're down there for the Super Bowl. You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
And so he is apparently, according to the betting circles, the lead the leader in the clubhouse for that New Orleans Saints job. We were talking about this off the air. I will implore Kellen Moore, a friend of ours, Big J.
Very good, yes.
To say, don't take that Saints gig, man.
Don't be an 8.
Don't take that Saints gig. They're $50 million over the cap. They're just saddled with a bunch of really bad contracts. They're going to be bad for a while. That feels like it is an open invitation to get fired in 2 seasons. I don't think I would take that gig. There's a reason why it's the last one on the table. I'll put it that way. Agree or disagree?
Yeah,
BJ?
yeah, for sure. I mean, you got a pretty good gig right now. I mean, Saquon Barkley isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, Jalen Hurts. I mean, you've got a pretty good chance at an interesting run here. So, you know, stick around. There's nothing wrong with just being a coordinator.
Or waiting for the right opportunity.
Right, yeah.
You don't have to take the first thing that... Now, it's clearly not his first job interview, which, again, I think speaks to... I wonder how Kellen Moore interviews. I'll put it that way. I've made this point before. We've talked to him plenty of times. He's a very buttoned-up guy. I don't know if he could win a room. Does that make sense?
I don't know that he can't because he's an offensive coordinator and has gotten into a couple of, pretty prestigious.
I'm not saying he doesn't know X's and O's. I'm not saying he's not an incredibly intelligent coach. I'm saying I don't know if he has the personality to nail an interview of somebody that isn't sure if they want him or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he had to do a lot of begging to be the Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator when Dak Prescott went in his corner. I think that the dude that used to be the Chargers coach wanted him no matter what. He was hired after a day. I don't think he had to nail that interview to get that gig. And then when he was loose, he wasn't loose very long before he was with the Philadelphia Eagles. So I feel like this is people that really, really wanted him. But he has interviewed for a lot of head coaching jobs, Big J. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, quite a few.
Hasn't gotten one yet. But we'll see if the Saints is the one that gets him across the finish line. I don't think I'd want that gig. Quentin Tarantino has no idea when he's going to make his last movie. He knows he's got one more movie in him, but he's in no hurry to direct it. According to a new interview, he is writing a play that's going to be the next thing that he ends up doing. Maybe going on Broadway, maybe taking it off Broadway, but apparently he has turned his attention to that and less into the world of filmmaking. Big J, would you see a Quentin Tarantino play?
I don't think so.
How come?
I don't know. I don't see a lot of plays anyways.
No, but there's not a lot of people that are you're a fan of that make plays. I'll put it that way.
True.
This isn't a lot. This isn't the way that they choose to express their creativity in your world. But this is somebody that you enjoy his work, and maybe it's a different medium for you to enjoy it. Who knows? But I'm guessing that Big J won't buy a ticket. Who knows? I mean, listen.
Never say never.
Remember, famously, The Hateful Eight was a play before he turned it into a movie. They did a couple of performances of it. I have the poster hanging in my office of the performances that they would do before they turned it into a movie, with all the people that played the parts playing the roles in the play.
I don't think he wrote that as a play, though.
Well, no,
I
but
think
that
was just like, maybe I'll make this into a movie. I don't know. But
he
wrote
wasn't
the movie
sure,
first.
but it was a performance play before it was a film. So this isn't his first time kind of getting into that world, I guess, is my point. Morning After with Nic and Big J. There's your important stuff, your pop culture smackdown, next on the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside the TDS
Pop Culture Smackdown. On the Morning After with Nic and Big J.
Yeah, and a hell of a Morning After prize package here this morning, as this Saturday the Field Reports are going to be hitting Treefort Music Hall. It's going to be a fantastic show. Glad to have those guys here. So we'll hook you up with those tickets. You'll also get passes to the X Session. They'll be coming in at noon, throwing down some acousticness with those guys. We'll ask them some questions, get to know them a little bit better. Should be a lot of fun. You'll also be qualified for a $200 gift card courtesy of Free Gas Friday and our friends there at Walmart gas stops, and the X going to hook that up. So you just need to beat Nic and Pop Culture Smackdown, so you better know your actors today.
208-287-1003, the number you need to call if you'd like to play Pop Culture Smackdown. We'll see how it all shakes out today. Best of luck to everybody involved, including to you, Big J.
Well, I don't need the luck. You're answering the questions.
I don't
pal.
know. I mean, sometimes I just feel like I want to wish you luck so that you feel like you're in a good space mentally or whatever it takes to.
No easy questions for you, pal.
Okay, that's fine. I don't need an easy question. Hello, the X.
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
April?
All right, April, you're up first. Good luck.
Tom Selleck had to turn down this mega franchise lead role because of obligations as Magnum PI. Was it James Bond, Indiana Jones, or Han Solo?
James Bond?
That is incorrect.
Sorry, April. Thanks for playing.
Nick, you know this answer.
I do. Hello, the X.
Hello, guys. What's up?
Good, man. Tom Selleck had to turn down this mega franchise lead role because of obligations as Magnum PI. Was it James Bond, Indiana Jones, or Han Solo?
Indiana Jones.
That is correct. Nick, Magnum PI got a reboot in 2018. Who took over the role as Magnum?
Jay Hernandez.
That's correct. Right. The Lord of the Rings made Elijah Wood a household name for playing what titular character in the movie?
For playing what kind of character?
Just a character, a lead character.
Oh, the name of the character?
Yes.
I don't know. Frodo, or however you say that.
I'll take it. Right. You said Frodo.
All right.
Nick, Elijah Wood has been featured in not one, but 3 videos for a free X-Show artist alumni. Who was it?
3 different videos?
Yep.
Elijah Wood was featured in 3 different videos for one certain band that has once played in a free X show.
Yes.
Did they play more than one free X show?
No.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think of music videos Elijah Wood has been in, and they're all coming blank. I'm going to say Smile Empty Soul.
That is not correct. Wrong. Crazy Canadian band Danko Jones, Nick.
Oh, is that true?
Yes.
Right. What were the songs?
I don't have it.
Wonderful.
I didn't write it down. I should have. But...
No, my fault. Follow-up question.
Yeah,
good
why
job,
would you
man.
do that?
I don't know. I thought maybe you brought it up because you knew the songs. Congratulations, dude. You got tickets to go check out Funeral Portrait. You're invited to the X session on Saturday, and you're also going to be qualified for Free Gas Friday. Hang on one second.
I did know the songs when I wrote the question like 2 weeks ago.
Understood. Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Full of Regret, Had Enough, and I Think Bad Thoughts.
Okay, we played 2 of those songs.
Yeah.
Morning After with
News. You have our word on it. For whatever that's worth. It's headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Headlines are as follows, Big J. Where's Paul Reiser? Kinda funny unless it's you. And bad cop.
Kind of funny, unless it's you.
A Georgia man is still seeking a refund because he went online and ordered a drill. You know, like one of those drills that drill holes. But he received a photo of a drill instead.
Scammed.
Sylvester Franklin found a tool on AliExpress in November and was like, wow, it's a pretty nice tool for $40. And he paid for it. In addition to the drill, there were other incorrect items in his order. Franklin claims that he paid $22.47 for a pressure washer and basically said he got a screw. And so far, he has been unsuccessful in getting his $40 back. So make sure you're going to one of those actual websites you've actually heard of when buying something, especially when the price is too good to be true. It probably is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna find a heavy duty brand new drill for $40 unless something has gone sideways. But getting a picture of a drill for $40 makes me laugh. I'd be livid if it were me, but it makes me laugh that somebody would open up that box.
It sounds
and
like
go,
an old eBay scam. I mean,
yeah. When they were selling PlayStation boxes for $500. Yes, it's exactly like that. Funny unless it's you that dropped the $500 on it. Where's Paul Reiser or bad cop?
Where's Paul Reiser?
Researchers from the Chinese Academy of Sciences have bred mice that have 2 genetic fathers, Big J. The team used genes from the sperm of 2 mice along with an egg created from edited stem cells, then implanted this egg into a surrogate mouse. Even though the surrogate mouse birthed the offspring, the pups had genetic material from their 2 fathers. And these bipaternal rodents survived into a healthy adulthood, so apparently 2 dads have a thing.
Huh.
Can I interest you in 2 dads, Big J?
No, thanks.
Little,
I've been birthed.
Little, goulash, if you will, before you figure out who the dad is?
This sounds like Judge Dredd, like the plot of Judge Dredd, the first one.
With Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
And Rob Schneider? Yeah. Wrap it up with bad cop. Florida deputy Frank Mello was taken into custody after allegedly trying to sneak MDMA pills into a cruise ship by hiding them in Skittles bags, Big J. A search of his luggage uncovered 60 pills after a confidential informant reportedly arranged to buy some Molly from him. Mello was supposed to board a cruise ship in Port Miami on January 23rd, but he was stopped and searched instead. The pills in his luggage match what he gave the informant. Officials claim once a deputy of the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office, Mello has been removed of his duty because they believe he got those pills from the evidence locker. Big J, that's not great. Not a great look, and he's now facing multiple charges. So not a great way to go about that.
Going down.
That's right. Paul Reiser wouldn't do that. I'll tell you that right now. In front of God and everybody.
Right.
Morning After with Nic and Big J. There are your headlines. You're officially up to date on everything. It is the X-Rocks. That is Bush. That is Come Down here on the Morning After with Nic and Big J. And finally, Big J, we can say those things flying above us are doing good things. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, you would hope so. I'm talking drones here. And this is something, especially as we've had issues with some tragedies here recently, especially with the fires in Los Angeles and some of the drought stuff we've been having here in the West. There is some thought, and people have been successful in some ways in cloud seeding and creating rain. And some of those, they're the United Arab Emirates, Nick. They have a huge amount of desert, obviously, and they've been working with engineers. They're trying to figure out ways to use drones to seed clouds and create rain.
So unlike making it rain in the strip club like you can, Big J,
Yeah.
they want to actually make it really rain?
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
I guess, yeah. Let's control all weather. Agree or disagree?
Scott Dorval has been keeping this secret for some time, but the idea is to hit clouds with electricity, making larger raindrops that can reach the land without evaporating in the atmosphere. So they've been trying this for a while, is to seed and create rain, and that seems to be the issue. Some studies suggest that this kind of thing could increase rainfall by 15 to 25%. So that would be much needed, but having the drones be able to do it might make it a little more possible, they say.
Now, here's how little I know about how this stuff works. I did not know all you had to do was shoot electricity at clouds in order to make raindrops bigger.
Well, I'm no scientist, so please don't ask me follow-up questions. I don't know exactly how seeding works there in the clouds. But that would, it seems like, listen, we can do so much with technology. We can't create a little bit of rain? Why not?
It's a great question. It's been, it's a tale as old as time. Why can't we control other aspects of weather and all these kind of things? But it's probably easier said than done a lot of ways. There's a lot that goes into things that make storm fronts and things that make weather and rain and tornadoes and hurricanes and tsunamis and all these kind of things. And sometimes it's a perfect kind of combination, and it's difficult to artificially create those things, would be my guess.
I wonder if that's when you start artificially creating rain. And listen, they have actually been successful in doing this in the United Arab Emirates. But they're just starting to really dial into science. But is that when Mother Nature gets really upset?
Yeah.
Like really pissed, like, hey, what are you doing? Knock it off. And that's when things like you said, we get the tsunamis and the Santa Ana winds just try and destroy all the coast of California.
I believe that's when we start playing God and we start kind of tapping and entering into God's domain, and there will be a vengeance rained upon us heretofore known for, and we're all in big, big trouble. But hey, listen, man, if you want to mess around with those clouds, knock yourself out.
Hey, now how about this? Would you be okay with maybe an outdoor drone shower?
I don't know what that means.
A drone just hovers over you and showers you.
Yeah, I would not be okay with that, I don't think. I don't know where that water's coming from. I don't like that,
You probably have to fill it up.
Yeah, I know. I got a shower. I'm good, man. I don't need a drone.
I mean, an outdoor one.
I'm good. I'm good. Where would I need that? Because you do have to be naked in order to shower.
I've been thinking about getting a drone, Nick.
For an outdoor shower?
No. Come on, don't be ridiculous.
Well, you asked.
No, just with a camera on it, just a smaller one. So, to do hovering shots and things like that.
For what?
For our social media stuff.
For
video.
Okay.
But they have some that can just follow you around to take pictures and things like that. So if you see me walking the hallway and there's a drone following me, that's the reason why.
We'll shoot it down.
No.
Morning After with Nic and Big J. Hey, this is America.
The company doesn't pay for stuff
Morning
like that.
After with Nic and Big J. We have got some bad impressions. They're next on the X Rocks.
Save with
On the Morning After with Nic and Big J.
Nice morning after prize package here for you. You're going to win some tickets to the Harlem Globetrotters hitting the Ford Idaho Center here on Sunday, the 9th of February, 1 o'clock. It is so much fun, man. It's been a while since I've seen a Globetrotter game, but it's the best.
Yeah, you'll be able to get in and out of there before the big game, too.
And exactly. So we'll hook you up with that and get you qualified for Free Gas Friday, where we'll hook you or somebody up who gets qualified here with $200 in gas, courtesy of Walmart and the X Rock. So you just need to figure out bad impressions here this morning. It's a real person, Nick.
A real living and breathing person?
Living and breathing, baby.
It's rare.
I
These
know.
rarefied air. 208-287-1003 for those Globetrotters tickets, as well as a chance to get qualified for Free Gas Friday. Here's the deal. Big J's got 3 clues. He is going to list them off to you and try to point you in the direction of that famous person. If you can figure out who that famous person is in those 3 clues or less, look at you. It's you going to the Harlem Globetrotters having a good time next Sunday. Hello, the X.
Good morning,
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Alan.
Alan. All right, you're up first, man. Good luck.
Tom Cruise once got really excited on my show and started jumping up and down on my couch.
Next clue.
Near the end of my daytime talk show run, it was like, you get a car, you get a car. The whole audience is getting a car.
Next one.
I started my own magazine and cable network simply called O.
Is it Jay Leno?
No, it is not Jay Leno.
Thanks for trying, Alan. We appreciate it.
Not even close. I mean, wouldn't it be Jay? Wouldn't that be the
I don't know. The idea of Jay Leno starting a cable network named O made me laugh. I liked it. I don't know. Hello, the X.
How's it going?
Hey, man, did you hear the clues or do you need him again?
Need him again.
I don't know if it'll help you. Tom Cruise once got really excited on my show and started jumping up and down on my couch.
Next.
Near the end of my daytime talk show run, it was like, you get a car, you get a car. Everybody in the audience gets a car.
Oprah.
There you go.
Nailed it. Good job,
Yeah.
man. Hang on 1 second. We'll hook you up with those Harlem Globetrotters tickets and get you qualified for Free Gas Friday. Hey, why is Oprah in the news?
Today is Oprah's birthday, Nick. How old do you think Oprah's made it to?
72.
71. You're really close.
All right.
She said here recently she didn't think she'd make it past 60, but she has. She's had quite a list of accomplishments, and she continues to do things like her book club and all of those sort of things.
Yeah, good for her. She recently produced that Color Purple that came back out, the remake that, of course, she originally starred in and was part of the original run on Broadway as well. So, yeah, she definitely is staying busy. Happy birthday, Oprah. Big J, your favorite Oprah Winfrey moment?
I think it was, I think near the end when she was giving away cars and everything. People just wanted to so badly get that audience to win stuff. It was funny.
Yeah, they were crying because they were hoping that maybe this is the one where they were giving away something to everybody. Look under your seats. That's where that term came from.
Yeah, exactly.
It's stolen with it and lives to this day from that particular run of shows. Morning After with Nic and Big J will wrap up this show next on the X Rocks.
Come to the Western Huntington.
Game on Fire. That's going to wrap up the Morning After with Nic and Big J on this Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Always appreciate it. We had a chance to give away some funeral portrait tickets and next session passes. We like that. We also gave away some Harlem Globetrotters tickets. That felt good. Big J did give the thumbs up approval to The Calendar Killer, which is a movie you can find on a little streaming network called Amazon Prime. He enjoyed it very much. Thought it was a nice little thriller that he encourages you to check out. So well done, everybody, picking out a movie that Big J liked. And, of course, that leaves you with the floor, Big J.
Yeah, happy birthday, Nick, to our good friend and friend of the Morning After, the man and the reason I joined Twitter, Thomas Jane.
Happy birthday, Thomas Jane. How old is he?
56 years old.
What is he doing lately? That Thomas Jane.
Yeah, I think he's been busy doing some movies and stuff.
Anything that you've watched recently?
No, but I can't think of it offhand. But he's been actually pretty busy.
Well, good for him. Of course, Thomas Jane was a former guest of this show. Very nice interview, so much so that we thought we would seek him out when we went to Vegas, and he was at a convention there, and he looked like he wanted to be anywhere else other than talking to us.
He was having I mean, let's be honest. We've all been in Vegas. I mean, I think he just had a rager the night before. And it's like, I got to go to this con and sit at this table, and nobody's coming here because nobody's coming to this con. And I'm just going to be by myself.
Yeah, and it was a real humbling experience, I think, for us as well, right?
Oh, man. We were so excited. We just figured, it was like only a couple weeks before this.
Not like the week before.
That we interviewed him. And it wasn't like it was like a tour plan thing. Like, we chased him down. And he was happy about it on the phone anyways.
Right. And we were like, hey, we talked to you last week. He's like, yeah, all right. I think he wanted that.
Hungover.
He's like, you guys want a picture for $40 or what?
Good time.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your show. We will see you tomorrow. Jason Drew's up next. It's EX Rock.